Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. I was feeling a little out of sorts and I thought, why not grab something off of the to be reviewed pile and play with it? And that's what we're going to do today. I've got a couple things from the pile, one being the mixed media paper by Himi. I think that's on Amazon. I will try to find a link for it. This came with some acrylic paints, acrylic jelly gouache, and but it's a mixed media paper pad, so for whatever, I think it actually would be good for watercolor because it does have a nice texture to it, so that's what we're gonna give it a try. You know, I can always switch to watercolor paper if need be. We're gonna look at these new Fuumuui double-ended synthetic squirrel watercolor brushes. So they're kind of cool. I haven't tried them yet. We're gonna do this together. You have two different ends. So if you want to use this Dagger, for instance, you would leave this end capped off, and each of the caps actually have, it says what the brush is. And let's see, can we get the cap off the other side? This is a number 10 round. Now the sizing needs to be rinsed out of these brushes, but what you end up, let's see what we have. We've got a Dagger and a number 10 round. We have a number 9 flat and a number 2 detail, so that will be a round, I'm sure. So there's a number 2 detail. Take that little collar off it. You could save those for, if they're big enough, you could save them, put on your pencils to protect them in travel if you want. And we've got our little flat. I think that would actually be very useful for plein air painting. And then we've got a number 6 round. Let's see if we take both ends off. Could we use them and a cat's tongue, a number 4 cat's tongue. Couldn't you? Actually, you know what? I think if you're out there painting, if you had it in your hand and you want to use both ends, you could definitely keep the cap off, but you wouldn't want to set that like in a cup or something without the cap off. If you had like rested it across your palette or your paint cup, your water cup, I think it would be fine to lay it like that. So it just depends on your plein air setup. It doesn't feel like it would be really awkward to paint without one of the ends on. But well, let's just start with this one. Let's start with a cat's tongue. I don't really have much of a plan for this video. I probably shouldn't have filled my water cups up so full. I washed these out. They were so gross. The paint pucks are awesome, but I do find that after a while they get kind of slimy. I don't know if that's because I have well water and it's got like the natural whatever minerals, iron and stuff like that it has in it, but sometimes stuff gets kind of slimy. All right. These silicone things anyway, but they wash up fine. You just use some dish soap and an old toothbrush. All right, so we got the sizing out of that. Let's give it a whirl. Oh, by the way, if you want to purchase this or I think any sort of product from Fuumuui on the Fuumuui website, you can get 20% off with a coupon code Fuumuui, F-U-U-M-U-U-I. I'll put that in the video description. I'll leave it out so I don't forget. If I do forget, which, you know, that's always a possibility, you can let me know. But we're just going to try this out. We're going to see. We're going to see a twofer. We're going to see what this paper's like. It's mixed media, so I mean, I really need to test it with a few different media. And let's just see what kind of marks we can make with this. I like a cat's tongue. I find you get like kind of the best of both worlds. You get kind of like a flat and a round together. Pretty good carrying capacity, I'd say. Let's pick up a little bit more paint. These are the tonic pans from St. Louis Art Supply. They're ceramic pans, so they're really a nice size. Yeah, I like the feel of it. See how fine of a line can I get? It'll be good for the petals. I like the feel of the brush. It feels, the balance feels fine with this end, with this other end on it. Let's see if I take the end off, how it is to paint with. Let's take a different color. Let's take the phthalo blue. They have black bristles, so they're not going to stain. I don't think this would bother me out in the field. If I knew I wanted to go back and forth and use both of these brushes. Let's wash the sizing out of the round. And try that one out. Ooh, a lot of carrying capacity. I like the synthetic Squirrels because it carries a lot of product, So you get 6 tips, right? 3 brushes, 6 tips. These, I saw these on Amazon for $30. I'm not sure what they're charging on their website. It's always good to check both places and factor in shipping and see what's going to be the best deal for you. Let's see. These have holes in the end so you can cap them up wet. I would probably wipe off any beads of water. Actually, let's do a, maybe we should make a, well, no, you can see that's the number 2 round, that's a cat's tongue. I'm just thinking I probably should make a chart, but make sure I get those on the right ends. And number 4 cat's tongue. Let's try the flat. Wash the sizing out of it. The sizing comes out pretty easily. Let's do like a checkerboard. I'll do that nice red for like a red checkerboard. Kind of small if you're doing a square. But let's see, can we do a controlled square? It's a little bit bigger. It wants to bend if we try to go a little bit bigger. But I think let's do some rocks or something. Let's mix up a little bit of ultramarine blue and burnt umber. Let's see. I usually have like a 1/4 inch Taklon brush in my bag for doing rocks, and laying in the beginnings of a landscape. That's not too bad, actually. Like a little ochre in there. Actually, this paper's kind of nice too. It's fine for watercolor. It's got a lot of sheets in it too. I can't remember how many sheets are in there. First, let me rockify this with a credit card scraper. One of my favorite techniques to make rocks, trying to scrape the paint around and see what happens. And then I can end up with a really nice pile of rocks. Make this pile a little taller. Then let's see, on the other end of this brush we have a detail brush. It's a little tricky on unscrewing the right end, I find. Let's put some little grasses kind of growing out of our rocks. Because it holds so much water, you may struggle getting a fine line, or you might struggle with it dropping too much water at once if you're a slow painter. Paint some lupin or something. Just really quick. Let's see what sort of lines we can get with the number 2 detail. Ooh, this paper shows granulation really nice. That's pretty cool. Let's see, thickness. We can go up to about that thick, to about that thin. A nice expressive stroke with that. Oh, that's a nice brush. Oh, one thing I wanted to test with the flat side would be the chisel. And getting like a chisel end, like if you're doing reflections in water. Yeah, the hard thing is going to be getting the right end off, I think. you know, if you don't want to take both ends off, like you just want to have like a balanced brush. But I don't think, I mean, they do have some weight to it, so I guess that would help with the, that probably would help with balance, getting that little bit of extra weight, or even giving you a little length if you want to hold it back here. I think this is all right for a chisel edge, but it doesn't give me quite the fine line that not a synthetic, this is a synthetic, that like a Taklon, firmer Taklon brush would give me, but it's certainly doable, certainly usable. I think I just like a stiffer flat brush. But not bad. I'm not mad at it. It's got a wooden handle. It's got brass. It looks like brass in the center. I'm not sure if that's what it is or not, but it looks like brass in the center. And these, and hopefully it is brass, because I think brass resists water damage. And then what's the last one? This one right here, I think the number 8 dagger and the number 10 round. Let's see, which is going to come off first. We've got the number 10 round. I like that they're all labeled, because I've run into that before with other travel brushes, that it's like I can't, either it's gold on silver, gold writing on silver, it's really hard to read, or there's no printing on it whatsoever, so I have no idea what I'm getting and I have to unscrew a bunch of brushes just to get the one brush that I want. So a number 10 round, this is probably, I would say this is sized a little bit closer to an 8. But it's not a bad size. It's a good size for a travel brush. A lot of times they're really small. They're much smaller than what their size would have you believe. Actually, let's take a little bit of this. Take a little bit of red. Let's make some petals with this round so we can see. I want to see what kind of clean, if I can get a really clean mark on the upstroke here. Pretty clean. Yeah, that's a nice brush. And last but not least, let's try out the dagger and see how that one works. And I think I mentioned they have holes on the ends, so if you do put them away wet, they will, which can protect the hairs because it keeps the hairs slicked into a point. They can air out, they can air out. I'm gonna wash the sizing out of that one. There's more sizing in the flat and the dagger and the cat's tongue than in the rounds. I like the variety. I think it's a really nice variety. Let's do some cyclamen. That's a nice one to test a dagger brush with. Get a bead of water on there because I have my water pots are a little too deep. So this makes a pretty big, that makes a pretty big stroke. I tend to use a synthetic dagger brush as well. Nice fat stroke. A little bit of a thinner stroke. I still think you can do a lot of these strokes with the round brushes. I think I'm probably not as impressed with the dagger just because I prefer a stiffer dagger, but it comes to a really nice point. Let's double load. That's another thing that's really nice with a dagger. Let's double load with yellow and red. Oh yeah, that's nice. Nice color carrying capacity. You can see how this would be nice for leaves. You could double load a couple shades of green. Very nice. Well, so far so good. I think these are nice travel brushes. You don't have to worry about the ends falling off, like the handles coming undone because they screw on. They don't just push on. I had a set of Fuumuuis that I bought a couple of years ago, and they're a travel set, and it came in a very similar little pouch. and you pushed on the ends. You pushed the ends on instead of screwing them on. I never had an issue with it, but some people said that their ferrules, that the handles would come loose. But I didn't have that issue with these, or with their other ones. But I think they stopped selling that set because a lot of their sets are real fur, and I avoid real fur brushes. So when I saw these synthetic ones that were double-ended, I thought those are really cool. I think that would be a really nice thing. They have a bit of heft to them because they are metal, metal and wood. So if you have travel brushes and they always feel too light to you, this might be a good advantage for you. Yeah, I think they're nice. I'll obviously have to use them in the field to really see what I think of them. And you can check back. I'll update the video description when I get to that. But these seem pretty darn good. And this paper seems pretty darn good too. Let's look back at the paper and see how many sheets it is. It is 110 pounds, 9 by 12, 90 pages, 90 handy pages. So we'll have to see how much that costs because that's a lot of paint. I can see a little bit of buckling though, like on that wash. So it's not going to lay perfectly flat with watercolor, but it probably will flatten back out once it dries since it is bound on all four sides. But these, I'm giving these a thumbs up. I think for $30 to get essentially six brushes, they're only going to take up the space of 3 in your bag, and if they get like banged around in there, they're not going to get damaged. I think it's a fair price. I think it's quite nice, and I like the fact that it's a synthetic squirrel instead of a real fur squirrel brush. So I'll put a link to these in the video description if you want to go check it out. And hopefully they'll be running some promotions on Amazon too, because I know most people prefer to buy right on Amazon because they don't have the shipping and it's just easier. But anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye!